Hello, everybody, and welcome to the So Free and Single with Z podcast. Welcome back, y'all. I am so excited again to be here for episode 5. We are already to episode 5, y'all. I mean, it's been a great start. We've had some amazing topics, but I want to welcome you all. My name is Zandra or Z Webb, and this is a show that we're here talking about just some topics that single folks like to talk about. We sit around the table, we're always talking about some good old conversations about our journey as a single person. Well, we want to make sure that we understand we're not going through these things alone, okay? We're not in this by ourselves. So this is our way of just talking about it. Now, disclaimer, of course, none of us are professionals as far as love doctors or anything like that. We are simply some single folks out here living our best single life, and we just want to talk about it. So thank you again for joining us today. So I always want to start off the show with talking about a little known dating fact, and it usually is kind of a segue into our topic. So today's little known dating fact is this. It says couples usually wait until 6 to 8 dates before they are willing to enter into an exclusive relationship. Now, I'm wondering about that. They wait 6 to 8 days. So I guess I wonder if that makes a difference. Like if these 6 to 8 dates are like back to back, are they in the same couple of weeks, like vibing? Or are we saying these 6 to 8 dates are like over the course of a couple months? I don't know, but it's crazy because we're going to talk about some of that today because the first thing we want to know is what are we? Are we in a relationship or not? So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm about to bring on my guests. I have two very special guests today that are going to come in and just we're going to talk about their experiences. We're going to talk about all of that. But without further ado, let me bring them to the stage here. All right. Hey, y'all.
How you doing? How you doing?
Hey, all right. Let's tell the people who we have here today. Who we got with us? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. My name is Felicia Burrell. I live in Dallas.
All right.
Fun fact about me, I love to cruise.
Yes, you do.
I love to cruise. Any opportunity, I am on the water.
I know it. You just coming back off the water too. So
yes, love it.
Yes, I love it as well. Awesome. All right, Demetrius, tell us who you are.
All right, my name is Demetrius Robinson. Born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Fun fact about me would be, I was born 9 pounds 9 ounces.
Oh.
However, I am the shortest out of my two brothers.
Oh my God.
So I was coming out the biggest and ended up being the shortest. So figure that out.
We over here birthing linebackers over here. I mean, 9 pounds. I cannot imagine. Bless your mother's heart. All right. All right. Well, we're going to jump into our topic today. And our topic today is, are we dating or do we go together or not? And oh my gosh, this is a big topic because I know just as a woman as a whole, like we want to know, like, what are we? After a certain amount of time, we want to know what are we? What is this? And it's always like, how do you bring that up? How do you say it? So first and foremost, is there really a difference between a relationship and a situationship? What y'all think? Let's talk about it.
I think so because with the situationship, you're in a gray area. Are we committed or are we not? Without knowing. But in a relationship, that's when that person makes their intentions known. Hey, it's you and I. Nobody else, is us. We're building, we're doing this with a purpose in mind. So that's my mindset. But the situationship is in between. It's in between. You don't know where you stand. What like you said, what are we doing? Right. Tell me, what am I?
Absolutely. What you thinking to me?
I think situationship, and unfortunately, I think Jada, and I think that whole situation with August Alsina. That's what I think about when situationship. Like, I don't feel like it, the
Yep.
back in the days, it used to be as simple as you walking up to somebody you liked, you give them a letter or a note and say, "Do you like me? Yes or no." It should not
Check
be
your
Right.
right. Yes, no, maybe, whatever. But it should be as simple as that. But like you said, we get older, get complicated, things get complicated and stuff like that. But like Felicia said, like sometimes it's that gray area, but it shouldn't be. It should be just as honestly as well as having that conversation right now. It should be us talking to each other, where we stand, or even like say jobs, like the 3-month follow up. How I'm doing? How's things going? These
Right.
things I should change, things I should do better. And then like you said, what are we? Are we still in that dating phase, going to that next level? It should be evolution. It should not just be stagnant. We're in gray areas for 6 years or whatever the case.
Right. So yeah, so I guess that leads me to my question of why are we so confused about it? Because I could probably say I've been in situations where I'm like, well, I think we're exclusive. I think I know I'm not seeing anybody else. I don't think they are. But why are we so confused? Why is this such a confusing thing? What y'all think? Why?
I think it's the communication.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the communication. And sometimes it's hard to have that tough conversation because I'm like you. Okay, if I know that I'm not talking to anyone else and I'm only talking to you, but you tell me, "Oh, I have friends." Okay, well, what are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing? Communicate. I've always said, "Tell me the rules of engagement so I know how to play the game."
Oh, I like that. Tell me the rules of engagement. I absolutely like that. Okay. Okay. Well, what you got to say about that, Demetrius?
Yeah, I agree. Like it shouldn't be where somebody has an agenda or where they're not being transparent in what they want or where they see this going or anything like that. It should just be where okay, we've been doing this, like you said earlier, about 6 or 8 dates or 6 to 8 months. Like okay, just that check in of like okay, how you feeling about this, or where do you see this going in the next couple of months, or where do you see like do you see interest building up, or like you said, do you have other friends? Like that should be established, like okay, you're not the only one, like that should be
Right.
it should be out there versus it being an unknown. Like you said, that's what can cause confusion, and it's not transparency, and it's just then you're left guessing, and then next thing you know you're on CCAP trying to figure out what's going on, and that shouldn't be that shouldn't be the case. But,
Yeah. So how do you find out? I mean, like how do you get there? Like how do you break that conversation? Because all right, so you're dating somebody and you're vibing and you're thinking like, okay, like I really like this person. And I really want to hear from both perspectives because I think it feels a little different from both sides. Because the traditional role of a woman, the traditional role, we just kind of sit back and we wait for the guy to
Yes.
to tell us. You tell me because we have gotten so much trouble from assuming before. So I mean, how does that conversation go if maybe I have well, yeah, let's just start there. How does that who breaks that conversation? And what does that look like? What does that sound like?
uh, I mean, to me personally, it should just be kind of almost a gut feeling, like just like I feel more than just what we're doing right now, and then just going to that person and just saying, hey, let's talk about where we are right now and where this is going, versus like you said, assuming or versus just kind of just thinking, okay, I see where this like. There's been plenty times I've been through it and other people have been through it where you're getting introduced to somebody and they're saying, oh, this is my girlfriend or this is my boyfriend, such and such. And you like, we ain't talking about this.
Right?
Like we ain't had no discussion. We just it's just assumed because whatever the case may be. But let's talk about this. Let's be transparent. Like I feel like that'll bring people closer that than just assuming or somebody have an agenda. Like okay, because I did this. Oh, I know I'm the one or I'm nobody else and this and that. Don't do that. Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that
wow, that's
assumption.
good.
Yeah, that assumption, because
It
that
is.
that title comes in there. Like,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, and I'll say a lot of women, we want a title. Okay, we want to be able to change our Facebook status. so so yeah, that conversation, what happens, when they're not feeling the same. But let me, before I get ahead of that, but Felicia, what do you think? Like, how does that conversation come about?
It's hard, especially from a woman's part, because I'm like you. I think a man should, that's a man's role, but a lot of women do take that initiative. And I agree with Demetrius. You should be transparent. You should
Mm,
be transparent. I mean, if you know that this person, you're vibing with this person and you're, feeling with this person, and what's wrong with it? But where it gets confusing is when I think, oh, I'm, at level A, but somewhere down here in some conversation or situation, I'm down at level G. And I'm like, golly, I gotta get back to the bottom of the totem pole,
right,
like,
right.
gosh, but I think I like the commitment. I like the conversation, the communication. Let me know what we're doing. You know, I don't think it takes 6 to 8 weeks of dating to figure out if you want to be with that person. I've
Oh,
always felt
yeah.
too, after the general conversation, a conversation, if that person can hold your interest from a conversation, then you're like, oh, okay, well, let's see. Then if we go out and, everything is flowing and all, and we keep going out, somewhere off in there, you have to make that decision. Like Demetrius say, how are you going to introduce me? Am
Right.
I your friend to your friends?
Hmm.
Uh, but to your homeboys that might be looking at me funny, oh, I'm your girlfriend. You
Right.
know, I have too many titles. I just need one. Just one.
Right. Am I your little friend, your little special friend? I mean, what
Yeah. Am I your
yeah.
boo? Yeah, but to your homeboys, oh, this my baby. To
Right.
your family and friends, oh, this is my friend.
Ooh.
It's confusing. It's confusing.
Yes. And so that's a major issue.
Yeah,
Like,
Yes.
yeah, I'm probably gonna date myself here, but you remember that scene from Coming to America,
uh-huh.
and they were at the Lisa's house and everything, and then the father and her boyfriend plotted, and next thing you know, there was supposed to be an engagement party, and she was like, "When did I
Right.
get proposed to? Like, when did
Right.
that?"
Exactly.
To your point, like that's how it should be. Let's have a conversation about that. I could have said yes, but now no, because y'all started
Right.
planning without even involving me in the plan. So no, like,
Right.
yeah, it
So
should be
yeah, now it's like, nah, because you don't get to do that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know a big deal with that is talking about it up front. So how, because I think intention is a big thing. When you first meet somebody and you're starting to talk to them about what you want, I mean, I think establishing first intention, like, hey, I'm in this because I'm looking for a long-term relationship, or I'm looking for marriage, that is my goal. That's usually where we start. Okay. I'm thinking, okay, because if I just get involved with somebody, we have fun, we having good conversations, we hanging out and all that, and I maybe want a relationship and they just be wanting a casual friend to kick it with. So a lot of that, I believe, starts when you first meet that person. I don't know, what do y'all think?
I agree with that. I agree. I mean, either you're dating, like you said, let me know, or we just hanging out, casual, friendship, or we dating for a purpose. You
Yeah.
know, that's something we should establish. But what I've come across, and it's just me,
Uh-huh.
no
It,
bashing, Demetrius, okay? Okay,
it,
Okay.
no bashing. What I come across is you tell me everything that I want to hear in the
Ooh.
beginning. But as we
Mm.
go on, the dynamics change.
Oh,
You see, you
Mhm.
tell me when I meet you, oh, the first question, what kind of man you looking for? I never answered it. I'm looking for you. I'm looking for the authentic you,
Okay.
you
okay.
know. But we're going, and everything, and it's going well. I need from the beginning, what are your intentions? You know, are you dating for a purpose? Are you looking to be married? Are you looking to be in a relationship? If
Yes.
you're not, that's fine. Tell me, oh, well, no, really, right now, I'm not. Okay, that's fine. But don't get mad if somebody else walk across that threshold with those
Listen.
intentions that say, hey, I'm dating for a purpose. I don't want 4 and 5 women. I want to see
Mhm.
what I can build with you. Okay. But if you leave that door open, you leave that door open for someone else to walk across that threshold.
Ooh, yes. So let me throw this out there. So I'm glad that you said that. So why is it so hard? Why do you think it's so hard for people to be honest about the intention? Why do you think that's so hard to be honest about the intention?
I think sometimes, not everybody, but I think sometimes people, you meet their representative. Like you meet that person that,
Mm.
like you kind of like Felicia was saying, like that person that you think that you need in a man, or think you want in a man, and all this other stuff, or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna say and do all the good things, but again, eventually the real you is gonna come out, and then that's
Yeah.
when
Mhm.
some women get bamboozled and be like, "This is not what I signed up for." Like,
Mm.
in my opinion, and this probably gonna sound a little structured or whatever, but they should look at it like a job interview, right? Like,
Mm.
meeting somebody, you again, you're gonna put on your best face, you're gonna look your nicest and all this other stuff, but again, you're trying to get the job. But if long as there's those, like you said, those open questions where both sides can see, okay, is this the right fit for me, or is this the right person I bring in, or whatever the case may be, then say that. If it's just a contracting position, say that. Like
Mm.
you're just
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
really, or whatever, this and that. And like guys will be surprised where there are some women that say, okay, I'm just looking for something casual
Mm.
until
Yeah.
whatever. And then the guys are in their feelings because then they start catching feelings. And next thing you know,
There
like,
you go. And then they're like,
yeah,
but no, you
right.
set
Like,
these ground rules.
yeah,
I'm just playing by your rules.
yeah.
You
Oh,
So,
know. But I
wow.
think for me, I think it's
I see some
it's
people just want a
sometimes I think
companionship. Mm. Not a relationship.
companionship, but then I also
Mm.
think that with some men, it might be their past relationships. You
Okay,
know,
baggage.
they kind of compare you to that woman of the past. I'm not
Mm.
her. You know, oh well,
Right.
she did this, she did that. Okay, that's her. You
right,
know, just
right.
because I might be doing something does not necessarily mean it's the same outcome that you got from her. You know,
Absolutely.
and I always say a lot of men, it's like, they take the George King song too hard. You need 3 women. Yeah, they taking that too seriously.
Yeah. Yes, they
Yeah,
need one to hold them
but
down,
then,
one to lift them up.
and one who what?
Yeah,
But then
exactly.
when you meet that woman, that third woman who don't care, and it's just in there, like Demetrius said, you start catching feelings, and you're like,
Hmm.
but no, this is what you said you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It's tough when someone is not forthcoming with the intention. And I heard like last week on the show, uh, Gregory told us, he said, "No, don't ask me my intention because I don't know you yet." But I think more so it's what is your general intention? Like, what is it that you're looking for at all? Like, are you looking for a long term relationship? It may not be me, but I'm saying what that's when I ask that question, that's what I'm asking. I'm not asking necessarily the question that the kids ask. What you want, my mama? I'm not asking that. I want to know in general, do you have an intention to have a long term relationship? Are you looking for marriage? Maybe you're not. Maybe you're like, hey, I've been there, done that, not doing it again, which would be a conflict for me because I want to be married.
Yeah.
So that I think that's a big deal there. So I heard something else that I want to kind of touch on here. What about is there a time frame? Like, is there a certain amount of time that you kind of set, even if it's mentally, that you say by now I need to know something? What do y'all think about that?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um,
What is the time frame?
it's
That's the question.
yeah, that's a loaded question because
Mhm.
I've seen different things like there's a content creators where that actually they got married after knowing each other for less than a year. To me, I'm like that's amazing because
Okay.
I don't know if I could do that. Like that's like
Wow.
just knowing somebody. Just I mean, but they both had the idea of like okay, they wanted to get married. They met each other at the right time, and just it just flowed like that. Like sometimes stuff is just chemistry, just kismet. Some
No.
stuff is like it's going
Mhm.
to take a little more work, but I guess it just depends on like we've all been saying. It's kind of like that idea of like our intentions are good. We're not putting up. We're being transparent with what we want, and if it grows, then it should grow and it should grow naturally. It shouldn't be anything forced, if that makes sense. Like it shouldn't be,
Yes.
okay, yeah, I'm like say, Felicia after 2 weeks is still saying, I'm still trying to get to know you. And I'm like, I want a relationship now. Like I'm ready. I'm ready. I can't force that on her. Like if I present that to her and she's still telling me she's not ready, if it's worth it, then I will be there until
Okay.
she's ready.
You be
Versus it just being,
patient.
well, yeah, I'm this is my time frame. I want it now, and if you can't do it, no, 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 I don't want it. Like you can't be like that. Like if my intention is really to be with you, and I see you what I want, then I'll be patient and just the time was right, and we both looking for that same thing. It'll happen
It'll
naturally.
work out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll work out. And I totally agree with you. You can't force it because if you force it, you're not going to get that genuine relationship that you
Mm-hmm.
think you're in.
Okay.
That you're not going to get that because somewhere down the line, well, you wanted this. I really didn't want this, but you
Oh,
said, and you're like,
you
no,
said
I just simply asked you. But if I ask you, be honest with me. I'd rather you be honest with me
Mm-hmm.
than not. And then further down the line, it blows up. When we could have, avoided all of that just
Right.
by communicating
Right.
and being honest with me as to what it is you want.
agree. We're gonna take a quick break here because I got a counter question for all of that in
Uh
just
Uh,
a minute. Let's take a quick break. All right, we are back. We are back. And today we are talking about, do we go together or not? Okay, because this is always a big question. Like, are we a thing or are we not a thing? We get confused. Like, are we in a relationship? Are we in a situationship? All those different things. So, with that being said, we were just talking about like we should let things happen organically. I hear that word so much. Organically. We should just let it happen and so that nobody is making up things or anything like that. But is there a cutoff? Okay? Like, is there a time frame where we're like, okay, it's been too long. Like, we've been dating for 5 years, and you don't know yet if
ooh,
what are we or what our real status is. Let me hear about that. What do y'all think it is? Is there a cutoff though?
I believe it is. I'm sorry. For
Okay.
me, I'm sorry. I do not have 5 years to give you.
huh.
Okay. I'm sorry. I, I don't have 5 years to give you. For me, I'm gonna give you. I say that first 6 months is really going to show me what we're doing.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a good year. I'm gonna give you a good year. That I'm sorry, 365, the movie 360. Like if you have not seen this movie, it's called 365. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Okay.
And the man tells her, I'm going to give you 365 days to fall in love with me.
Oh
If
wow.
you don't fall in love with me, you're free to leave. There's
Mm,
nothing,
Hmm.
I'm going to show you my authentic self. And I'm going to give you 365 days to fall in love with me.
Oh,
That's me. I'm gonna give you 365. I had a friend that was in a relationship for 4 years.
oh.
For 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
She was totally committed. I'm all in. And it was long distance, but still the commitment was there. And it
Yeah.
was going and it was going. Well, after so far in a long distance relationship, you want to be with your person.
Yeah.
You want to be able to see your person. So, okay, we're on year 4. What are we doing? Are you
Yeah.
moving here? Am I moving there? Hey, I'm
mhm,
willing to relocate. But whenever I say I'm willing to relocate, you come up with an excuse as to
mm,
why I shouldn't relocate.
mm,
So, but
Yeah.
you're still telling me I'm totally committed to this, but you're not doing anything to bridge the gap. So
Yeah.
that's 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years. They should have been celebrating, a 3-year wedding anniversary. It's
At that point,
4 years.
so we should be on our anniversary, huh?
Yeah, we should be arguing. What's that for? Is what, paper, cotton? We should be doing whatever the
Exactly.
whatever four represents. That's what we should be doing.
Well,
And
I get
it's
it.
so heartbreaking to stay that long and
Yeah.
not come out of it fulfilled. It breaks you.
Ooh. Ooh.
It breaks you because then you start wondering what's wrong with me. You
Oh wow.
know, he
Good
had
point.
me for 4 years and I wasn't good enough for him to put a ring on it. I wasn't good enough for him to
Mm,
want to relocate. I
wow.
wasn't good enough for him to say, well, baby, okay, it's easier for you to relocate than me.
Yeah.
Let's do this. But it starts to play with your mind and you're like, okay, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
But like I told her,
Absolutely.
it's nothing wrong with you besides you stayed 3 years too long. But
Exactly.
yeah, it's nothing wrong with you. It's
Yeah.
something wrong with him.
Wow.
Somewhere off in there, he he wanted the package, but he didn't want to put all of the work into keeping the package. And that's
Mm.
my whole thing. So I'm gonna give you 364 days, and then at the stroke of midnight,
You
deuce.
shaved off a day, Felicia. You shaved off a day.
wow.
I only shaved off a day because I'm gonna give him to the stroke of midnight. If I give him
Okay.
the full 365, that means I gotta go to sleep, wake up, get fresh for the day, and half the day gone. Now I'm cutting you off at midnight, deuces. Three
Okay.
midnight 0.02 seconds. I'm
Okay.
out.
Okay. Okay. What, Demetrius? Wait. You got to come behind that.
What can I say to that? 365 and 59 hours and man, listen, if
Hey,
that's but I believe Felicia is saying that from the gate. Like, I'm giving you this. Like, and it's not even I don't even feel that's an ultimatum. That's your standard. And
yeah,
it should be respected. That's your boundary. Like, you should be
right.
able to say, this is what I'm looking for, this is the time frame I'm giving you, and like you said, you can accept it or not. It's kind of like a job offer. Like, if you don't like the salary, you ain't got to take this job.
No,
Right.
You don't have to take. You can find something else that better suits your financial whatever needs or whatever, or you can,
there's another applicant waiting to
yeah.
be interviewed.
There you go. Other candidates. Yep.
Oh,
Appreciate the interview.
right. So do you say this up front though? Do you tell somebody your time frame? Because that's a big question that I get. Because me personally, I keep that time frame in my head. I may not tell you like this is where my cutoff is, but I have it in my head. Is it fair? Should you say it out loud or kind of let that clock tick. What do y'all think?
I think the more
I'll
upfront.
be.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't put it out there right
Okay.
off the bat, but
Okay.
I do make it known. I might give you to, date 2 or 3. Okay, well, say I'm finna start easing into this. Hey, when we started talking, was there someone else you was interested in? You know, I mean, are you all in, or you still, throwing your line out in the water? I mean, let me know. But I will say I'm not totally upfront right there, and I probably should be. I might get better results because, like you said, I'm letting you know what my standards are.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I haven't been, but I ease in. It takes me a while to ease in because I'm honest. I don't like to have those tough conversations,
okay. That's real.
because with those tough conversations, if they don't go, on a positive note, you start seeing that things are starting to trickle away. You
Yeah.
know, less phone calls, less trying to spend time with you, all because you brought up the big C word. And
Mm,
that word scares a lot of people.
yes, absolutely.
If,
Demetrius, what you
if
think about this?
yeah, if they're not ready for it, yeah, they're gonna run. And
Yeah.
I totally understand that. I've been told that I am confrontational. I don't believe that.
Oh,
I believe
oh,
more of just being upfront, just like you said, just being open and transparent with what you want to do, what your intentions are. I got my 5 general ideas of what I'm looking for. I usually present that, and they kind of, if they need elaboration, of course, I can give them more elaboration on what those are. But I try to say upfront what I'm looking for, what my intentions are, and kind of to your point, like even if she said, okay, I'm really liking how this is going, where this is going, and stuff like that, and you respond, yeah, I like this too. I can see this going somewhere in the future. Yeah, I can too. Or that's your opportunity to say, yeah, it was fun, but yeah.
not that it was fun. Oh, you didn't
but
hear it was fun.
But I mean, either way, if I'm the one that's coming to her saying, "Yeah, I'm liking where this going," she's like, "Me too." And I see this going, this, and that. She's like, "Well, like I need to be prepared for that response because again, I'm being honest with where I want. She's telling me where she's at, and then it's up to me to decide. Okay, be a little bit more patient, or like Felicia said, you want to clock. You want to clock now.
Uh-oh, I see some eyeballs came out there. Uh-oh. So I want to know what some eyeballs are about. So so do you tell them that time frame? So Felicia was pretty explicit in saying, yeah, I probably should tell the time frame. Dimitri, do you tell if you have a time frame in mind? First of all, do you have a time frame in mind?
Um, Honestly, I don't have a time frame in mind, but now it's not 4 years either. But I
Okay.
don't have a time, I don't have a time frame in mind. I actually like the 3C. I feel like about a year of dating and getting to know somebody. That's about a good time frame. Like I said, some people do it sooner than that,
Yeah.
2 months, 3 months. But yeah, I would say about that as I've dated and just past experience. I say about a good year. I mean, they even say like you don't really know somebody until you either move in with them, go on vacation with them, something like that, where they can't hide who they are. If they've been putting on this facade for many months, and then next you know, y'all are in a house, especially you saw a lot of in the quarantine, a lot of people got divorced because
Ooh, could not be with you all day.
yeah,
They
yeah,
didn't.
that
Oh my
either
God.
made or broke their relationship because they were in the house and they had to deal with each other 24 hours a day, not 8 hours, not 10.
Yeah.
So that really kind of put a perspective of like, man, do I really know this person? Or man, like I didn't think I knew this person, like whatever. So yeah, I'll say about a year is pretty good. And they say actually after 2 years, you should be talking about marriage, honestly.
Okay. So you're saying we can date and get to know each other for a whole year. But that's what y'all are telling me. So I'm doing the most when I'm after
Guesstimate. Guesstimate.
guesstimating. Okay. So I feel like y'all got me like I feel like I'm doing the most because I'm thinking like after we've been dating or so for 3 months or so, or
Mhm.
at 6 at a good, you should know if you even like me. If you,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, you
Yeah.
should know if I'm material to even continue because
Mhm.
I mentioned this on previous shows. My biggest thing is I hate for someone to waste my time. Okay.
Yes.
So if you are, that's probably one of my biggest pet peeves next to people chewing with their mouth open is wasting my time. So after 3 to 6 months and we're going out, we're enjoying each other's company. You mean to tell me you don't know if you want to be at least exclusive with me at that point?
So let me tell you, Z. So,
Well, now,
and
when I said 365, that's for this.
Right. Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
We don't clear all
It
that.
is. I agree with you. It's just like a probation period. After 90 days, you should know.
Okay.
You should know. After 90 days, I mean, I'm like Steve Harvey. Let's see, 90 days. Okay, let's check this out. And I mean, a lot of guys, think negative about that. But I said, think about it. When you start a job, you're on a probation. You're on a 90-day, 30, 60, whatever. You have a probationary period.
Yes.
That's to see if this job is going to work out for you. It's the same with a relationship. After 90 days, you should be able to say, you know what, babe, we've been doing this. I like how it's going. Let's keep it going. It's just me and you in this. Okay, good.
Yes.
But if we get to day number 91 and you still hesitant, okay. Yeah.
Listen.
I'm like you.
That's
I can't
me.
waste my time. Time is something we can't get back.
The comments are coming in. I see it. You know if you really want to be with somebody after 3. I agree.
So
Yeah.
let me and I actually saw a video about this. Let me give you and I know I'm gonna get killed by some guys by saying this.
Let's go. Shots fired. Let's go.
The natural origin of a man is to provide and protect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So love is there, but usually when we find out we in love with somebody, it's not like this, oh my God, I'm in love. This is it, or whatever. It's kind of like, oh man. Because we know that this is a deeper level that I have with this person, that she got me open. She got me. It's not even a fill somebody in here. It's like this person has done like what maybe nobody has done in either years or, whatever the case may be. And it's like this aha moment where we just like, you got us. So I know they say in 3 to 6 months and all this other stuff, but we don't know it until we know it. It's kind of similar to, I know you said 90 days, but if I'm coming at you and I feel it after 45 days and you still like, I got a little couple more time, just give me a minute. We have to respect that. But just know, like, if we are coming to you and saying, hey, this is it, it's you, then again, the ball is in your court. So.
Well, I get the earlier. I can go with the earlier. If you know earlier, that's even better. Because I do think I'm one of those people who do believe, like I watch the show. I tell them all the time. I'm sold out to Married at First Sight. I do believe that you can. I like this show. Like it can work. Like you sit there, but in that time frame, I get that you say that commitment. But you're telling me in 3 to 6 months, you don't even know if I'm a possibility. You don't even know if I want to be. You've got to know that by then. Like you've got to know that I at least can be exclusive with you. I was thinking at 3 to 6 months, you may not say I'm going to marry you, but I at least know that I'm enjoying us enough to be a couple.
Yeah, and to your point, that goes back to a conversation like, maybe you check in and say, hey, Demetrius, it's been about 3 months. Like, where do you see this going? Like, do you see a relationship? And I can tell you then, like, yeah, I see a future with you. You the one. I see it. Like, right. But again, like, maybe I just need a little bit of time, or maybe you need a little bit of time. What if I came to you and said the same thing, like, girl, come on now. And I'm just like, I've been through a lot. Just give me but I see it. Just give me patience. Just be patient. I'm like, all right, okay, cool. But yeah. Just
I can respect that comment. Like I see it too. But I have some things that, within me, right, I need to deal with, and I get that. But if you don't even see,
like you just like you still saying,
to know that you see it. Okay, well, here's the question here: Are you sampling if you are not wanting to be exclusive with someone after about 6 months? Ooh, hey, sampling.
Ooh,
Let's-
ooh. I like that question.
It is a good question.
That's a good question to
Mm,
look at. Are you sampling? Are you sampling like at a little buffet, sampling this? I mean,
right.
yeah, that's a
Uh,
good question. And I think for some people, I never looked at it as sampling, but
mm,
I can understand that because, like you said, after 3 to 6 months, you should know what you want. At least with me, you
yeah.
should know. Like Demetrius say, hey, we talk about it. We out and we talking about how reminiscing over what we've done, all of the fun we had, and this and this and this. Bam. Hey, do we continue this fun? Do you enjoy what we're doing? What
Yeah.
we have. Are you enjoying it? Demetrius said, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's great. I enjoy when we did this and this and this. Okay, so we keep building. We keep building. But it's, to me, that would tell me I'm the one. But in the back of my mind, I don't want to assume that I'm the one. I still need a little bit of that clarification from him.
Yeah.
Well, do I write it on a note and slide it across the table to him?
Like, you
Come
bet.
That's
on,
it.
Lord.
Yeah,
Like,
check the
we go
box.
together,
Yes
bad. You just
or
don't know
no.
that.
That's it. Yeah, we go together. I just forgot to
Right.
tell you.
Right. Right.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Because that's where I, I'm thinking, like, that's where the confusion comes in. Like, it gets to the point where we have been kicking it, we're having a good time. No serious, debates or anything that's serious. Over about 6 months, it's hard to keep a representative up for an extended period. Not to say that there are some people who do. Trust me, I know
Yes.
they out there that can keep this up for years. But in general, it's hard to keep the facade up for, we're talking about 6 months. So 6 months goes down the line, 3 to 6 months, like, and things are going all good. That conversation needs to happen. Like,
Yeah.
we need to know, like, can I post you yet? Or do I still just post your elbow? Is that just you just and granted, it ain't about the posting, but I mean, for some, that's a big deal. They want, and I think that needs to be addressed too. Like, okay, when is it safe to publicly say
Change my
this is
relationship status.
great, change the status and post that picture? Because some people, literally, for them, that's everything. They've been waiting to tell the world that that's my man, my man, my man, or my girl, my girl, my girl, so when is that, how does that come into play? Like, how do you ease it? That's a big deal. Like, for some people, it's nothing. And so it's that, when I change my name, you don't get posted to change your name. Well, hey, amen. That's the standard for some.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
I
I've
change
seen
my
it.
name.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. Literally, I didn't even know. Like, there's a council person that I literally did not know that she was even dating anybody because she didn't post that. She just posted stuff regarding her job until she posted those engagement pictures, and I was like, oh. But maybe her idea, not this, how I took it. Like, okay, until you make it real, I'm not really posting you. Like, until
Yeah.
I don't want you to just be another boyfriend. Like, I'm posting my future husband, or I'm posting my forever, or my future whatever. Like, some people are private, not necessarily secret. I think there's a difference, but
Ooh.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk
people are
about that.
private where they just like, okay, until this is real, like I said, changing your last name, like, hey, you don't get to share my screen, or this is that. No, change my name.
Now,
That's
sometimes
peace.
if you doing your probationary period and you post that picture 24 hours, if your DM is empty, he might be okay. But look, that's
Oh,
one surefire way to find out if it's someone else in the picture.
let's take
It
a quick
is.
commercial break, because I got a counter. I got a good counter question. All right, we're talking about do we go together or not? Okay, and so we've been talking about. This has got a little interesting here. So we're talking about now. When does this become public? And you brought up, Demetrius. You brought up something that I want to talk about:
Oh,
secret versus private.
oh yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
so, because to me, that is huge. Like, I don't want to be anybody's secret. And I have been before. I'm not going to lie. I have
Yes.
been, and for various reasons. Okay. One, because, there were just some issues going on in the background. It's like, hey, let me make sure that that's tied up. And then, but I will say that I have been in a couple of situations where I felt like I was the secret because as people like I'm sitting there going, well, hey, I'm such and such a woman. They like, oh, really? And I'm like, okay, that's not okay. And then,
Ooh.
but
Uh,
private, I get it. Like, like people know we go together, but they don't know our business in
there you
between.
go. Right.
Okay, so let's talk about that, the difference here, and what that can look like. What y'all got on that?
Hmm.
Secret versus private.
I I don't. I'm like you. I don't want to be anyone's secret.
Mm,
Not saying that I have to post my whole relationship on Facebook and post pictures of him.
mhm,
I might post that, hey, we're on a trip. That's all
mhm,
you need to know. You know, now I'll post pictures of me on the trip, and
mhm.
different things like that. Now, if he's like, babe, why you didn't post my picture? Oh, I didn't know I could post your picture. Okay, now that I know, that's
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
But it's a difference between private and
The
just
secret.
being out there in a secret. A secret, you can't post, you can't tell nobody, you don't meet no
Right.
friends, you don't meet no family. You never meet nobody. You never
Yeah.
meet nobody. Nobody knows who you are. You
Right.
you know, it's like that old saying, like a friend of mine said, I will not be with you and you die and I be that special friend in your
But look,
obituary.
friend, I promise. I said it all the time. I will not be your obituary as a special
Your
friend.
special friend.
Oh
Yes.
no! Listen, no.
I'm sorry,
I'm
Demetrius.
cooking
Demetrius
and
like,
cleaning. I didn't wash your drawers. No, I am not
thank
your little
you.
friend. No,
Yes.
absolutely not. Demetrius, what would you
Oh
like to share?
no. I mean, private is fine. You don't have to expose everything. You
Right,
know, you don't have to expose and
right, agree.
live it out. But
Right.
there's a difference between private and secret. You know, it's a difference.
Yeah,
It's not a
absolutely.
thin line. It's a total difference.
It is. What you think,
Yes.
Demetrius? What you got on this?
Definitely. Like you said, private is just like you said, just not putting. I'm on social media. You don't know who I work for. You don't know anything. Like unless I convey that. But I choose to be not being a secret about it. But again, that's not just something I want to share with the world. But people that know where I work at. People know me, know who I'm dating. People know me, know like you've been introduced to the family, or you've been introduced in this and that, or whatever. Again, kind of like what Felicia's saying, is that respect of I know where I stand versus kind of like I don't know where I stand. It's a gray area, whatever the case may be. It's a situationship or whatever. It shouldn't be. It should just be cut and dry. That I'm in a relationship with you. People know about it, but do I need to tell all my business to everybody? No. They they
No.
they know who you are. They know this is my lady and this is who I'm. Whatever until whatever. But this is who I'm with. So
And I will say that for me, like I, I'm a person. I like to travel. I like to have fun. I'm always doing things. I'm a pretty active person, so I definitely want to be able to. And I do post pictures of the things that I do. I'm not saying I'm going to plaster your whole timeline with my man, my man, my man. But it could happen because look, when that ring go on, y'all don't come for me. That timeline is gonna be vicious. But before that, like I want to know that I don't have to hide something or only your pinky finger can be in the post, you know, you know, I
That
mean,
emoji over the face and stuff like that.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, I was just going to say that. I got to put a heart over your face.
I don't want to have to do that. And not to say that because I also know that there are negative things that come along with posting too much as well. People start that envy comes in there and people hate and do really crazy things. So I'm not saying the overexposure, but I don't want to have to be like, oh, babe, get out the picture, you know, so I can, you know, like I don't want it to have to be that, you know, but all I see is your rusty elbow in there just because that's it. And look, I see some comments coming in. Ain't posting your picture until you check.
Hey, I understand.
You don't
Understand.
exist until we like
I
for real,
understand.
for real, for
I
real.
understand. Yeah.
But I guess that's something that I think about really big. Like, and I would probably say that up front in a relationship. Like, hey, I can't be your secret, okay?
Yes,
Because
I
that
agree.
lets me know that there's some unresolved things, and I allowed that at one time. I'll be honest, I allowed that because I thought, okay, this is a good person. They really do have a situation that requires that. But I think I'm at the phase of life now. I'm like, well, hey, you work that out and come back and holler at me. Because if I'm taking pictures, I don't want to have to go back and edit everything because of you. Like we
Yeah,
on vacation.
we got to crop you out. You know.
I ain't cropping not another day. I'm not cropping. Okay, like we're just not doing that. We're not doing that, and that's probably my biggest thing. Like we're not cropping. We're not doing that. If you say I'm your person, um, I should be able to if I post something, I will know your wishes. I will know if you're not a person that don't like social media a lot. And that, I mean, so I'm not gonna overexpose you like that.
Mhm.
But I ain't cropping all my pictures either.
I'm not.
If you in the
No.
background talking about, hey, I ain't like, okay, background remover. We're not doing that. We're not. So so we're getting down to because boy, time does fly when you're having fun.
I
So,
know.
so tell me this: if you had some advice for folks who are dating and they are at that point where they're like, you know what? Well, I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this even more broad than this. What is some advice that you have as far as people establishing whether they are in a relationship or a situationship or none of the ships? What is some advice you have for the people? Who wants to go first?
I say have the tough conversation.
Yeah,
Have the
absolutely.
tough conversation. I mean, it might if it doesn't go your way, then okay. But you you need to have the tough conversation because like you say, you don't want to be wasting a lot of time. Time is
Yeah,
something that you can't get back.
right.
So you don't want to waste a lot of time, on this person and trying to pour into this person and he's not reciprocating. So
Mhm.
I say off the back, have the tough conversation.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
And definitely, like you said, just and what your intentions are. Like, say, for instance, you are about marriage and they're just about being casual. Then let's have that conversation of saying that's either where I'm gonna, say, okay, this is not gonna work, or okay, I'll do what this casual thing until I find the person I'm married to. But again, that should be something upfront that's been said versus you thinking that okay, we're on the same page. I'm casual, even though you said you're married, but you lean into my casual side. Like say, okay, I'm doing the casual thing until, but I still want to see some forward movement. And if they're not with that, then like you said, just as I say, you either get right or get left. So
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh,
oh,
oh,
oh. We need all the people to get right or left. Okay. I totally agree with all of those things. Having that upfront conversation is huge. I mean, what you reveal in that upfront conversation and how it's tough. I mean, I think we had some in different viewpoints as far as like telling them what your time frame is up front as far as, or just kind of feeling that out.
Mhm.
Because I get it. Like, you definitely want things to happen. Again, I know this word is overused, organically. You want it to happen naturally. You want people to really like you, really want to be with you. But also, if you don't know, I want you to be able to have that tough conversation too. Or if you don't see it, so we've been hanging out and having a blast for
Mhm.
3 6 months, and you only see me as a friend or the homie, which I'm already listening for when you introduce me. You talking about the homie. I'm like, this is my homie. Oh, got it.
Mhm.
Got it. I'm the homie. Because the first time you would call me the homie, we the homie for life.
There you
Trust
go.
me. We are the homie for life. but but being able to establish those things out front, I think, are important. Being transparent, saying these are my intentions, and not again my specific intentions for you in general, but what are my intentions at all in dating? And that's the bigger question to me. Do you intend, like you said, Demetrius, do you intend to are you looking for a relationship? Are you looking for a marriage? Are you looking for someone you want to be with versus, something casual, or somebody, somebody to kick it with and have some fun with, or that homie love a friend? Any of those things, I need to know. Did I just date myself by saying homie love a friend? I brought it. I didn't brought just a little bit. Just a little, I
But I
brought.
got it though. I got it though. I got
You
it
got it. Y'all got it. Okay. Okay.
though.
Good. So those are the things that we want to establish up front, because I mean, no one should ever have to stand and wonder, do we go together
Yes.
or not? Okay. And I think that's our bottom line today. We want to make sure that people don't have to wonder if we go together or not. It's just that simple. Just that simple. So I want to thank Felicia and Demetrius for coming in today and just talking about it. And this is what I love about this show, just giving an opportunity just to talk about those things that we all wonder, question, deal with in the dating life. So thank y'all for joining me.
Thank you for
Thank you for
having
Um,
me.
having
Thank
me.
you.
thank you, thank you, thank you. So, so guys, so I wanted, before we leave today, I just want to throw out these couple of things, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today and joining in our conversation. One of the things that we again want to keep in the forefront is communication. I think every show that we've had and every episode it all comes back to being able to communicate with the people that we are engaged with. Be upfront, be honest, even when they're not, because we can't make someone else do something, but what we can't do have control over is how we communicate with others. So next week we're coming back and we're going to be talking about the topic is called juvenile Jenga, and we're talking about how do kids fit in the dating life. Now, that's totally beyond me at this point, because Zandra got, my kids grown, good and grown, gone, got their own lives. And that is, but I will say there was a time when I did have school age children and I was dating. So we're definitely going to talk about that and the effects of that, how that looks in a relationship, what it has looked like for some people, and we're going to go from there. So I hope you come back and join us next week. It has been another amazing episode of So Free and Single with Z podcast. I can't wait to see you all next week. Love y'all.